Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CNC or the Hobby CNC with Dave show. Uh, if you are a first time viewer, please let me know in the chat. Always curious to see if we've got any first timers in here. And also, if you're just here for the giveaway, let me know. We will be doing a giveaway tonight, and I'll be talking about that here in just a minute. So let me bring in my sidekick and the rest of my crew. Ryan's back with us tonight. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right, man. How about yourself?
Doing well. Got Mr. Meadows.
Buddy, how you
Sean
doing?
is back with us. And Paul has snuck in here too. He was snuck in here while the
There it is.
while the intro thing was playing. So
He broke the string. He doesn't have a gray shirt on.
yeah.
Let me
In
go
fact,
change.
look at that. He's got a shirt with a collar. He's a little spiffier than.
Yeah.
He's a little overdressed for this
We're
show.
blue
isn't he?
collar. See, he's trying to be white collar.
Yeah, he's way overdressed for this show. I put on my cleanest dirty shirt, That's all I do. Anyway, welcome everybody that's out there in the chat. We'll be taking a few questions and stuff. Probably some before and after we do the stuff. I do have my camera set up again back here. The one right there in the center is the Oramask, and the one over in the kind of top left there is the shelf liner that we did. So we'll see how all that works out when we pull that off of there. I will fess up though. I got ready to well, first thing I did is, we engraved on both sides of that board. The board is like 18. Each board is 18 inches long, and we engraved kind of one half of it, and then we moved over and did the other half of it. But what I did is I took a piece of cardboard and laid over the right half to block it, and then I sprayed some spray urethane to seal the left half. So each board's going to have really two different examples there. And then after I put a couple of coats of that on the left-hand side, here's where I messed up is I went to grab a can of paint, spray paint, and I had a can of really bright red. And I felt it, and I'm like, yeah, it's about half full, so it's got plenty of for what I'm going to do here. And I took it and I shook it real good, and then I even kind of did a couple of test squirts, just to make sure it's coming out. And it was coming out good. And then when I went ready to spray it, it went. So it got a big blob of crap all over the first one I was doing. So I thought, okay, well, it looks like that's not going to work. So I went back in and got the black, because I had a whole 2 or 3 cans of black. But then I had to let that red dry. So the one with the Oramask, we'll just call it a base coat, okay? It's got a little base coat of a bunch of red. And then I went back and after that dried and painted black. And then, of course, the other one's all black, as you saw. So we'll see how those come out. Also, we got a pretty good crowd in here tonight. So let me quickly show you what we're going to be giving away tonight. Mr. Elkins has given me my instructions. He texts me every Saturday to let me know which one to give away. So we're going to be giving away the 1/8 inch downtown Jenny. So that's the one that's going to be for tonight. So that means that in the chat, you want to put hashtag downtown. Hashtag downtown. That's what that'll be the and I've already got it running over here. I thought ahead a little bit tonight, so that's already running. So hashtag downtown is what you want to put in to be in on the drawing. And of course, I mentioned Cody, but he sponsors all these live giveaways that we do every single week. And that's Cadence Manufacturing and Design. So if you aren't the lucky winner, there's where you go to get one. And man, I'm telling you, I saw he had some kind of a Facebook thing. He's got what was it? He's got coming out, a ball nose.
Yeah.
I think a quarter-inch ball. Was it a quarter-inch ball nose?
Ball nose, and a tapered one,
and another tapered one. I think so. That's all he's getting. Quite the collection. So that's good. All right. I don't think I hadn't looked. I guess we don't have any questions yet, do we?
Not yet.
Ryan, okay. I wanted to answer. Clyde had posted a question in a thing. He was asking me about where the Oramask was made, and I didn't know for sure. But I've since come out here and looked on the inside of the roll to see if it says, because I'd already had that open and didn't have the wrapper. But I just Googled it, and where is Oramask made? And I think it's pretty much all made in Germany, from best I can tell. So, and of course, I guess some people probably know this, but that stuff is Oramask 813, which is what they call the stencil vinyl. But the Oramask is also a brand, or Aura, maybe it's not Oramask, but it's Oracal or something like that.
Yeah.
Is vinyl stuff for vinyl cutters, to do like T-shirts.
Numbers, yeah.
Yeah. So they make all kinds of it, but the 813 specifically is what they say, most people use when masking with wood and stuff. So anyway, okay, I don't see. Yeah, we don't have any questions yet. Ryan, you want to give us a quick shop update?
Yeah, it's a real quick update. Nothing happened this week.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, next week we'll have. I'll be on. Well, I guess Monday. I'm planning on going to rent a lift and get the rest of the trim done.
Yeah,
but look, I guess there kind of is an update. There's a large 16-foot long thing that has made its way from a field into the building itself.
Okay, awesome. I was just going to say, I didn't want to put you on the spot, but I hope you've got that scoreboard out of the giggle weeds and moved into the shop.
Yeah, it needs a lot of cleaning. It's really bad looking right now. But yeah, we're gonna end up tearing it all apart and cleaning it, and then figuring out what we got to do to make it work. So it'll be cool.
Starting to get questions now.
Russ, you got anything going on you want to talk about?
Not a blasted thing.
Not a blasted thing. Okay, all right. How about you, Paul?
Not much. I'm just playing around with the box making gadget from VCarve, and
yeah, having good luck with that.
Yeah, not bad. Yep. I'm just trying to find out how much was it tolerance or something like that you have to add to get it to fit together good. But you mess up a few and then you get a good one and you think, boy, there's nothing to this.
Yeah. All righty. Sean, what about you? I know you've been doing the bird house. Well, it is kind of a bird house, but it's a chicken coop. Been doing the chicken coop thing, right? Okay, you're muted, Sean.
Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
There we go. Oh, that's my food saver, you mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's been fun. I've been slowly picking away at it, and it's turning into a nice looking coop, I think.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
And of course, pickling eggs. Got to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All righty. Well, let's. Russ said we had some questions over here, so let's take a look here. Rick May asks, prior to masking, do you sand and coat the project? Russ is shaking his head yes. Paul's shaking his head yes. I guess that's 2 yeses.
Both
Just
of
for
you
this, Rick, if I don't know if you were here last week or not, but when I did this test last week, before I put down the Oramask and the shelf liner, I took some, in fact, my piece is right here, a little old crummy piece of 400 grit paper, and I just kind of hand sanded it just real briefly just to get it, make sure there wasn't anything sticking up on it or anything. And then and then that was it. I did not put any lacquer or anything like that on it. I then, after I sanded it smooth and wiped the dust off, I took the Oramask and the shelf liner, put on each one, and I had a little roller, a little rubber roller that I used to really kind of press that on there. So, but that was it. That's all I had done beforehand. Now, a lot of guys, I think the practice is to spray some lacquer on there before you put that down.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to do it. So, yeah. Let's see. George said, I guess this is more of a comment than a question. He says, I really enjoyed last week's show. It's testing out the bits Cody makes. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Did you know that
The inch is based on the meter. He's trying to make us into a metric country.
so? Okay. Okay. So yeah. Did you know that the inch is based on the meter?
Mm.
So USA is metric country. Okay. Whatever you say. I don't know. It's what do they call it? Freedom units, I think is what some people call it. All right. Well, I guess that's all the questions we've got. So I guess I might as well go ahead and
Take care. Have a good night.
I guess I'll go ahead and try pulling one of those off. I've got my
let's see what we got.
Let's work this, then do this. There we go. All right, let's have a look. First one I'm going to pull off is the one right there in the main camera shot, and it is the Oramask. So let's see what happens.
Da, 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 da.
Like I said, I had some cardboard that I laid over this half, so this half does not have any polyurethane. Can y'all hear me okay?
You're a little low, but we
somewhat.
can't hear you.
I got my back to you, so I hate to have to.
Just don't touch the camera.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll swap mics just for a little bit. I hate to use this other mic because it is just really crummy. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You're
So,
right.
yeah, I know it's a lot crummier. That's why I don't like to use this mic. But anyway, let's pull this thing off and see what happens here.
Okay, Tower, you're cleared for takeoff.
I know that's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds really really bad. All right, let's see.
After a week, that really sticks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. See, that's why I was saying if I had the board painted already, I'd be pulling the paint up with that one.
Yeah.
Well, the oh yeah. Yeah, after a week, it's stuck on there pretty good. Of course, the paint being on there for a while too doesn't. Now, I did mention last week that this is vintage Oramask because it's at least probably 3, 4, maybe 5 years old.
It's aged well.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But. And I really thought that this stuff would stick together. As I figured it'd be hard to pull off, but I didn't figure it would rip, and it is doing that. So we'll see how this. Am I still in camera shot, guys? I guess I am.
Yeah,
right?
yes, fine. You are.
All right, let's see here.
So far, it looks pretty clean.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good, except for how it's coming apart when I may have to run in the house just for a second to get my little pick to yeah, it's. And again, I don't know if the age of this stuff has something to do with why it's tearing apart, or if it it's going to come off in a million pieces. Let me run and get my pick right quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, Ryan, take over the show.
Well,
I can still hear you guys.
Oh, rats.
Damn it. So here, Harry made a comment about we need a mic on the mask for the AMSR stuff. But
yeah.
I think it would just be even more frustrating watching him trying to just come off, please.
It didn't take you long to find that pick, did it?
Nah, it's because I knew right where it was. I keep it in there by my vinyl cutter.
There you go.
All right, let's see here.
This is there in my garage. I have a piece of like 1/4-inch PVC sitting on the ground, and I've probably stepped on it 150 times, and it has a piece of Oramask on it. Now you're making me want to go carve it and paint it just to see what happens to it.
It's really well stuck on, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. But it's been sitting there on the ground for like years.
Wow.
Is there anybody? I'm sure there's somebody in the chat that's used this stuff before. Is this typical?
Yeah.
That it comes apart like this, or
yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's typical.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan,
right.
Did you get your sign fixed?
No, it's still sitting here in pieces. My son's birthday is today, so what he wanted to do for his birthday is he wanted to go to the local campground, and so I had the camper over at the campground for the last couple of days, and so I've been spending my time over there. And they stayed there during the big storm that just rolled through.
I will say too that this being pine, it's hard to get this without gouging material, trying to get
Yeah.
the edge
Yeah,
of
you
this
just
up
gotta
with it.
find that edge.
I guess y'all could still.
Mary Mallory said, "Yeah, leaving it on longer makes it worse."
Yeah.
And Ronald Cool
Okay.
said the same thing.
Well, I may not sit here and spend all night and pull every last bit of this off, because I've got, there's enough of it off. I think you can kind of get the gist of it that it's working pretty good.
That tree looks great.
Brooks is asking if a orbital sander would help or work on it, and you wouldn't want to do that. It would
gum it
up with the Oramask that's on there. So no, you wouldn't want to mess with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like weeding something that you vinyl cut. Sometimes you got a lot of detail. You just have to be patient and take your time.
Takes less time than having to hand paint all that.
Well, no, that's where sanding comes in, because like what Dave's doing now, I would literally cut it, like clear coat the whole board, cut it, paint it, then sand it back down to wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that can be tedious, and they can mess up really easy.
Okay, I'm trying to get equal stuff on both sides, because remember, this side is the one that doesn't have any spray urethane on it. This side does. So
well, the question is above, whenever they asked, do y'all sand it and seal it before you do all the Oramasking and stuff, and that's kind of what we agreed to, Paul and I. And Ronald is saying that sealing the wood makes it easier to come off.
Yeah, I would think so. Because as I'm sitting here picking at this, I'm thinking, I should have sprayed it.
Brian Kittner has a good little tip on it, though. To bring it up here.
Gorilla tape.
A strip of Gorilla Tape, pull them up, help weed it out. So that's a good tip.
A strip of Gorilla Tape.
Okay. They help pull the small parts up.
I don't know. That stuff looks stuck pretty good.
And something. If you use the Gorilla Tape that my wife bought, you ain't getting that stuff off. That stuff is hard to get off. That stuff sticks.
Okay, let me get the at least get the 60 degree V bit right here on both sides all done, because that is a thin font. Oh, you know what? I must have. Oh no, they're not the same font. What am I thinking? Duh.
Yeah, Jerry Brown said Gorilla Duct Tape is hardcore. I tell you, my wife bought the gray and she bought the Gorilla Tape, got both rolls, and I quickly gave her back the Gorilla one. I said, I'll use a regular duct tape. I could hardly pull it off its own self without ripping it to pieces. It was hard.
I had a piece of that.
Okay, as expected. As expected. Can y'all see that real good? Have I got it?
Yeah.
You need to bring it down a little bit. There you go.
How about I just set it like that?
That'll work.
You can see, if you look really close, you can see it bleeding just a little bit.
That's the side that was not coated.
Yes.
Okay.
And this side was, but you can also see it bleeding just a little bit on this side as well.
It must be very minute and small, because we can't see it at all.
Okay, yeah, I mean, again, this is pine, so you would expect it to suck it up like a sponge.
Yeah.
But I had a feeling that this wouldn't have a whole just terrible bunch of bleeding on it, just because I was using spray paint. Because I've made stencils out of sheet metal before, and use that to put my logo and stuff on things. And if you're careful when you do the spray paint and don't get it all runny in there, just do a few coats. I don't know whether I'm fixing to pull the right thing or not. Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Even the side without the.
Do you wonder if running your orbital sander across it after you got it all done, would that get rid of the bleeds, or would it actually make more? Because I don't go both ways.
I don't know.
So basically, I think you can come to the conclusion that it's a better quality of wood might not bleed like pine does.
Tighter grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleed like pine does. And that's a shame, because the next thing I have to do like that is going to be on pine. It's going to be something.
Well, if everything wasn't so dadgum expensive right now,
right?
I paid about 3 times more than I wanted to just to get this piece. And then I had to dig through it. All right, I'm not going to sit here and pull all that off. Now, see, even when you look over here on this wider font, you see all that. Can y'all see that?
No, we can't
Very
see
little.
any. Can't really see any.
There's a little bit right there. And and again, you could probably take an orbital sander and go over this and probably finish cleaning what little bit there is on up. So that would be my guess anyway.
Harry Ragland said that it might be an interesting test to run the 60-degree Jenny against the standard 60-degree upcut. I think the downcut, in my brain, now I might be wrong, but I think that downcut would be a whole lot better than that upcut when you're using masking. I don't know. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, yeah. With masking, you don't want to use an upcut. Well, is Harry? Are you referring to just a regular V bit? Because
I don't think a regular V bit is really an upcut. It's more of
it's more straight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess y'all can see it. I keep moving it out of the thing here. But yeah, picking this out is getting the edge pulled up where you can get your fingers on it is probably the most difficult part. But what I'm seeing, I think that looks pretty good. Now, the interesting thing will be to see if the dollar store shelf liner, well, there'll be a couple of things that'll be interesting. One, it will be interesting to see if it's any easier to pull off than the Oramask.
Yeah.
And of course, then after we get it pulled off, if how bad it is to pick. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling this one.
You don't want to take a bet on which one's better before he gets it off?
All right, yeah, get your bets in.
I go with the vinyl.
Everybody get your bets.
Dave's paying.
And will this stuff rip
as much? Yeah.
Like the other stuff did?
John, no, there was no sealing put on before before he painted. Well, on the baseboard itself, there was no sealant done. He sealed it after
he
cut
did it
it.
on half the board, didn't he?
Yeah, he sealed on.
That was
on half of it.
after the step was applied, though.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. No sealant was applied before putting the Oramask in the shelf liner. It was only kind of lightly sanded with 400 grit, and then this stuff was rolled on with a roller.
I'd say you rolled it plenty good.
Yeah. I gotta say, I think even though this is still tearing like the other, it's
coming off easier.
It's coming off
like
easier.
It. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Look at that 7. Boy,
let's see if you kind of.
Dwayne has a good tip here too for when painting black is to use a black primer beforehand, and the primer will help stop a lot of the bleeding too.
Okay.
Another good tip. People got good painting tips tonight. They should have given us these tips last week.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have followed them, but would have been nice to hear them. All right, let's. Let's see. I was hoping that the amount of tearing would be less on this, but I don't really think it is. It does. It is just a little easier to work with, though, I think.
It's a little thicker, isn't it?
Yeah. At
least it looks a little thicker.
It's good and sticky, I tell you that.
It's the humidity.
Yeah, it's the humidity is definitely high out here. Okay, let's see what we can do with these.
So just to bring everybody up to speed on if they don't remember what happened with these pieces, they weren't really intended to be painted this week. Dave just took a piece of pine, sanded it with some 400 grit, and then put the Oramask on one and the shelf liner on the other to test out the 60-degree downcut Groovee Jenny bit. And so now we're dealing with the repercussions of not sealing it beforehand.
And letting it set a week which I'm sure isn't helping anything.
Troy Pritchard has an answer for that. He said he uses a hairdryer to warm up bumper stickers to get them off easier, and that would probably work for those coverings as well. Since bumper stickers have been out in the sun and the humidity for who knows how long. Maybe that would work. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with
a residue, blue residue when you heat it up too much.
I don't think you're melting it.
I think with the amount of detail that is being done with all the lettering and stuff like that, I think it was going to tear no matter what. You're not pulling that all off in one piece.
It always does.
Yeah. So
Clyde says you got more patience than he does, Dave.
Well, it's something to do on a Saturday night.
You can't hear what I'm saying under my breath. But it's a family show, so. Did we get anybody, Ryan? If you would go through the, just kind of glance through the chat. Is anybody here for the first time?
I was looking. I didn't see anybody mention it.
Okay.
I'll go back and look though.
Just wondered if we had any first timers. And
Alan asked me if I could get closer to my mic because I'm not coming in as loud as the others are. Alan, I'm within a foot of that rascal. So I don't know what the problem would be.
I hear you loud and clear, buddy.
Okay, then.
What is that one?
Russ is soft spoken, but I bet he carries a big stick.
Yeah.
There we go. Larry says that you should always pull up from the bottom of the letters, not across. There's less tearing that way. That's
Pull
good.
up
Yeah,
from the
yeah, I
bottom.
can see how that would. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or top, I guess. Vertically.
Yeah.
Man, I got all this.
Perpendicular to the letter.
Stuff.
This stuff
Caitlin
is a
Curtis
whole
said-
lot stickier than the Oramask. I can't get it
Caitlin
off.
Curtis says she's a first timer.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, there
Well,
we
welcome.
Welcome.
There we go. We also got Kilroy's.
Yes.
There we go.
Al Forte.
Gilroy.
Al Forte.
Big Al. Oh, I just messed that up, I think.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna have to start
Operator
over now.
error.
Yeah, right there where that 6 is real thin, I think I gouged it, and now I got rid of the paint that was there.
I knew you were lying, Al.
Let's see here.
Well, I think we can say without a doubt that the main part of the test was to see how the chinny bit did, and it did fine. The guy that finished this thing, not so much.
Cody just joined us.
Welcome, Cody.
Hey, Cody. Ryan, you got a little something from Bob P.
Okay. I was looking to see if anybody else was was new tonight.
Ah,
Let's see here.
yeah, I think it's safe to say
Ooh.
that Oramask and El Cheapo shelf liner are equally as difficult to get off after you've let it set for a week or more. Actually, a little over a week, because I first put that stuff on here, I think last Thursday, a couple of days before last week's show. So
Good deal.
George Rothfuss has it in a nutshell. The Jenny bit was an outstanding success, but weeding, that's another story.
yeah, weeding sucks no matter what you're doing it in. I always hate doing it with when I'm vinyl cutting something.
Well, Caitlin Curtis
Good
has
deal.
a question.
All right, well, we'll get to it in a second here. We just wanted to acknowledge Bob
Yeah.
P. for his wonderful super
Uh-huh.
chat there, Dave. So,
All
thanks,
righty.
Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you. All righty. Let's see.
There we go.
Get out of here, Skeeter. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you missed it.
Card. All right. our friend from Sweden here has got a question for you, Dave. Let's see here. Why can't software AI cut the curved?
Clean it to curved
wood.
Curved wood, maybe.
Carved, I would have thought.
We
Carved
need
wood.
to.
Is he writing in Swedish?
He might be.
Yep.
We need him to use a Jenny bit on that sentence and clean it up a little bit for us. Let's try it again.
Maybe he's talking in metric.
Could be. All right, so Caitlin's got one here. Let's see here. Would anybody want to explain a little bit about the differences between engraving with end mills, V-bits, or others? Russ will talk for a while.
Yeah, go, Russ.
I don't know why you put it on me. I'm in the back of the class. Come on.
You're not. You're right there in the middle of the screen.
It depends. It depends on what kind of engraving you're talking about, I think.
If you want a flat wall or a angled wall.
Yeah, V-bits. I do most of my engraving with V-bits.
Yeah.
But, you do have the side walls at an angle, which that's fine. End mills, when I'm doing engraving, I use the end mills just for clearing and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if that helps any. But most of my engraving is with V-bits.
Yeah, V-bits are great for detail.
You get the really sharp points and stuff like that. You don't, it's a lot better for that.
Yeah,
And
a lot of it depends on how much, how big the detail is on.
Right.
Because you could use a big V-bit, like 120 degree or 90 degree, and if you want the finer detail, you use the 60 or maybe even a 30 or 20 or something.
Right.
All right.
Ask any other questions you have. If that didn't satisfy you.
Hey, Dave. Brian says that you should try, if you have any duct tape around you, try it anyway. See if it
will work.
Even regular duct tape will help with the weeding.
I don't have any
some
duct tape, but I do have some wide painter's tape.
I can give you what I have right in front of me.
Just reach out and grab it.
Yeah, just take it.
Let's see. I don't think this will do anything. But
here's some mounting tape. You need some mounting tape?
I'll just try a little piece of this. Yeah, that went over like a lead balloon.
Yep. All right, Brian, you're fired.
Well, then
duct tape might work. He said duct tape. I don't have any duct tape.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He didn't say painter. Painter's tape's supposed to come off easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said
those numbers are looking clean.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get the rest of this off because, like I said, this is the side that didn't have any of the polyurethane. So.
I don't know about anybody else, but I think it's fun watching Dave be frustrated with all the weeding.
I wasn't going to say it. I didn't want to lose my Sarah for next week.
Well, like I said, you just can't hear what I'm saying under my breath while I'm working at this.
Clyde said use some Oramask, put it on there and pull it off.
Yeah, you might be able to.
You might work.
Yeah, you got the pile there, Dave. Use the pile of tape and see if it'll pull it up. It's experiment hour.
Nah,
Nothing.
It loses the sticky after you pull it back up.
it's
All right,
Well,
I'm missing
our
the
fella
joke
from,
on this one.
Our fella from
I'm
Sweden
missing.
got a good one, yeah.
I'm missing the joke. I'm assuming it's some kind of like just to clear it out and start over again. Is that what that is?
M9090.
CNC code M9090 will remove the old tape on wood. Then he put the laugh emoji out there, so you got to take that with a grain of salt.
okay. I'm gonna go back to this one real quick and pull a little bit more of this one off so we have something good to compare.
Caitlin Curtis says, thank you. New to the CNC, been using only V-bits for engraving. And customer sent a photo with flat walls. So I was just curious if it was worth investing in engraving bits other than V. But yes, it is. Mm-hmm. It depends on the photo, what you're trying to do with it. If you're trying to make it like a 3D design, then you need to invest in tapered ball nose bits of the 1/32, 1/16, 1/8, and 1/4 sizes for those.
Yeah, well, it really depends on what you
exactly
what you need, what you're engraving, because the flatter bits, not V bits, the regular end mills and such, will clear out a section a whole lot faster than a V-bit will.
Exactly. So if you're going to do custom photos for customers, then you need both sets. You need.
So Caitlin, what kind of engraving do you do? Is it signs or pictures or designs? What is your what's your niche?
I was going to comment that sometimes when I'm doing just some random sign, okay, you'll have to excuse my mess, but I'm going to turn the camera around.
Oh no.
Don't unplug it.
You're talking about a mess.
And
That's clean.
If I can get it. All right, you see over in the corner where that says CNC Maker?
Right, meetup, yeah.
That's just a two-sided plywood sign. It has an arrow. I don't know if you can see the arrow at the bottom.
Yeah.
That when we had the meetup over at Melinda's shop, I made that up, and then, like I said, it folds out like a sandwich board. It's got hinges on top, and we set that at the end of her driveway so that people that were coming knew how to find her house. So that's what that was. But the reason I'm pointing that out is you notice that well, I'm talking about it and then I turned it back around. The text is just that stencil text, but all that was done with just an end mill.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I probably used a 1/4-inch end mill for most of it, and then what it couldn't reach, where it got too tight, I'd switch out and use a 1/8, and all the text was big enough that would work. So I didn't even try to. When you're doing something really big like that, it's not really worth trying to use a V-bit because it's going to try to go all the way down. It'd go all the way through that plywood, as wide as that text is.
Yeah, it all depends on what you're doing.
So
she said the request was for some wood name placards for nurses' stations. Then you would use end mills for that.
Well,
if
it's not too small,
yeah. It depends on the size. It depends on if you're just using your V carving into it and leaving the wood around it, or if you're actually cutting the name out of the wood and having the wood be the name be left.
Yeah, my sign making tip for the day is going to be, when you do this, like what I've done, don't wait a week to pull this stuff off of there. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. Is I wanted to try to get the two 8675309 numbers. Oh, well, I don't have them all on this one yet. Hold on.
I hate to say it. I just caught the number.
After all this time?
After all this time. Didn't even think about it until now.
What?
That's pretty good.
Are you all this time we've been saying Jenny bit?
I know.
Holy cow.
I think the sun's baked my brain.
That's okay. As long as you eventually get it, that's okay. Okay. There we go. Now we've got the phone numbers on both sides. That, by the way, right there is probably one of my favorite, what I'll call fancy font. Oh, I still got a little.
You got a little hanger on, huh?
On the tree.
Yeah, I didn't see it. But that is Victorian is the name of that font. And, of course, this other one was Arial Bold, I believe.
That Victorian looks pretty cool.
But if you look, what I want y'all to look at is look at this side. This, let's see. Yeah, the one in front. This one is the Oramask. This one is the shelf liner. And then this is the Oramask with a little polyurethane to seal it. And then this is also with the shelf liner with a little polyurethane to seal it. So I really see no discernible difference, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, they both pretty good, and some places there's a little bit of bleeding, but it's on both sides, so you know.
It's the.
But I think you could probably take, like somebody mentioned earlier, take a little 200 grit on a random orbital sander and finish cleaning that right up once you got all the little pieces out. This is real hard here because some of these in these little small places are really tough to get. I don't know whether I get that one or not. But yeah. So what's our viewers think? Who's going to say which side is the best? Or are they like me and think that?
I think that Jenny did the best on all of it.
There you go.
Yeah, the bit definitely did the best job. That, like I said, the guy that finished it.
I still
fire that guy.
I think that down cut does make a difference when you cut the mask. It's not pulling it up in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we can also all save a lot of money and not even bother using Oramask. Just go get some shelf liner. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Let me switch back from this crummy mic.
Oh.
Okay.
Like
George says that you're a great weeder, Dave.
A great weeder. Yeah. I got it all over me. I'll be picking little black specks of stuff off of me for a couple of days, probably. Okay, let's see. We've answered that question. We've done that one. done that one. I guess we got all the questions. What is this one here? He says, do you want
Automatic tool changer is what I think he's meaning.
Yeah. Nope.
I'd love to have one, but I probably won't have one.
well, want and need is two entirely different things. I don't want one.
to pay for one.
That's another.
I don't want one, and I don't need one. Really,
that's the key need. If I had a big shop, yeah, I could see it. Cabinet shop or something.
You know, if you had a commercial machine,
Yeah.
an industrial machine, you would definitely want one, but it's a lot faster. But
I mean, they're cool to
like
watch.
ours, we don't need it.
okay. Marvin here, I don't know if y'all read this already or not. He says paint, base color, then I use Oramask, carve, then seal with the carve with clear, then put the main color in the carve with not bleeding in pine. Okay.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I've got to do, so I'm trying to remember that.
Well, see, what I normally do, and I probably would have done it, except I didn't have my favorite stuff. And my favorite stuff is Deft, D-E-F-T,
Oh yeah.
spray lacquer. That's my go-to stuff. And I don't have any. All I had was some, and I don't know, I guess I bought this Ace Hardware brand. It's actually the Rust-Oleum brand spray polyurethane. And I had like 3 cans of that in there. And I guess I probably bought that because when I went to get Deft, they probably didn't have what I wanted. Or maybe they only had, I usually try to get it in the either the glossy, sometimes I'll get it in the other, but the satin, but most of the time I get it in the glossy, and maybe they didn't have it. Maybe that's why I got that other. I don't remember, but normally that's, not, and I don't pay base color, but I mean, if I'm just doing some like plain wood and then I want contrasting letters, I will just spray it all down with that Deft spray lacquer, then carve it, then spray it again, inside the letters, and then put acrylic paint in it.
Just to let you know, Dave, they have it on Amazon.
That Deft, I know.
Yep.
I know they do. But, I try to, on some things I know I can get at my local hardware store.
Yeah.
I try to support them and get it there because I figure if I keep buying everything on Amazon, one day I'm going to get ready to go to the hardware store and they're going to be closed. So I try to, because I don't spend a whole lot of money there anyway, but I do try to spend a little bit when I can. All right, I don't see any more questions. What time is it? Oh, we're already over an hour?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've been having fun. We've been having fun.
Cody has.
Did I miss anything exciting in the chat?
Cody has a question for you.
Oh, yeah, Cody just put one out here. I'll pull it up.
Okay. All righty. We had an Arizona
Yeah.
Onefinity Maker meetup today. We had some people show up with 0 CNC experience. For the people just starting out, what advice would you share? Well,
Start small.
here, first thing that popped into my head when I saw that, I was going to say, stay out of the Facebook groups because they'll try to tell you you're not nothing if you don't have a bunch of money. And I'm a big advocate for any kind of CNC.
Mm-hmm.
Any CNC is better than no CNC because as long as you can get it to move, maybe it still don't cut worth a flip, you can still learn. If you're brand new and have 0 experience, I keep being an advocate here for these little 3018s and people get mad at me on those Facebook groups. But you home it the same way you do a big machine like this one. You set the Z0 the same way you do with a big machine. Everything's the same.
Oh,
so if you got zero experience, which is what Cody says here, zero experience, get whatever you can get. Don't worry. Don't ask. Just don't go in and say, hey, I don't have any experience. What should I get? Because you'll get a million different answers. And I have a thing on, it's on my website. It's on both my Facebook groups and stuff. But there's really 3 things that I have listed on there that I think you should consider. One is obviously price, because, everybody's going to have a budget. The second thing, or really what I call the first thing, what do you want to do with it? What do you plan on making? You going to make coasters, or you going to make 4x8 sign? You got to have a plan what you want to make. Maybe it's something you're already making by hand, either maybe cutting them out with a jigsaw and then cleaning them up with who knows how you're doing it, router with a template or something like that. But figure out what you want to do. Again, maybe it's just something you're trying to automate, you're doing by hand now. And then, of course, the third thing, and it's also important like budget, is how much space do you have to dedicate to this? And I keep talking about the 3018. Some people have those inside their house, in a little corner in the house and stuff. But if you got a garage, is your wife or your husband going to let you park it on one side of the garage and, they put their car outside or what, So space, how much space can you dedicate to a machine? What do you plan to do with it? And budget. Those 3 things you should always think about before you ask somebody what kind of machine should I get? Because if you know you're ready to park go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, if they're not ready to park their other significant other's car out in the rain, then prepare to be single.
Get a dog is what I always say. Adopt. Adopt a dog.
Then you have the people that like building their own CNCs, and go that route.
Yeah, that's always an option.
Yeah.
I know a guy that'll
something
sell
else,
you
but I
a
forgot
kit.
what it was.
Yeah.
I know a guy that'll sell you a kit.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah.
My advice to somebody that's new into CNC though, that's gotten a CNC, make your first cuts in a piece of foam. Like get a piece of that insulation foam from the hardware store, and use that to cut into, because it's really forgiving. Yeah. So if you're gonna screw up, it's you typically are not going to kill bits from cutting into some foam.
I'd say air cut then foam. See, I did air cutting, and then I went into it's a harder foam, but yeah.
I had another thought, but I don't remember what it was now. Maybe it'll come back to me in a minute.
Just make something.
Yeah. Clyde's got a question. He says, does an air-cooled spindle blow sawdust all over like a router? Well, maybe. Depends. There are some air-cooled spindles that, I don't know. They may all blow down. I was going to say there's some that have, like mine has a fan on top and it blows down through like a router. But it's not I don't think it blows as hard as a router does. And of course, most of the time when I'm doing mine, and like last week when I was doing the Jenny bit test, V carving, I just let it make a mess, and it really didn't make that big of a mess. It got a little bit of stuff on the table. But if you're, doing stuff that's going to make a mess, I'm running my dust chute. But yeah, they do blow down. But I don't think it's as bad as a router. And I've used both. You know, I'm not just guessing that. I know because I've done both. Dave Clements wants to know, how's my 3018 height upgrade going? The height upgrade is on. It's already on and raised up. Next, I'm doing where I 3D printed a new Z-axis carriage. So I would turn the camera that way, but I'm not gonna.
Don't move the camera.
So yeah, you'll have to wait. That'll probably be the next video that comes out is about that thing, I guess.
Dave, you were moving that camera around, the other camera around to look at the sign, and I know all of us were like holding our breath.
Yeah, I like to make you sweat.
Yeah.
But see, that one wouldn't have been a big deal. Just that's the extra camera. So. Let's see. I see a question here. I don't know what that's about. He says, "Is that a Sharpie?" I don't know what that was. That was a weed pick I had, or a dental thing, really, but it's a weed pick. Is what I had in my hand a while ago. All right, we've been at it here over an hour. I guess it's time to do the giveaway.
Yeah.
And then we'll get ready to sign off right after that because they always tend to leave shortly after. So this is what we're giving away tonight.
That's pretty.
That is beautiful.
It's a 1/8 inch downtown Jenny. So make sure you put hashtag, if you just joined and haven't already put this in the chat, put hashtag downtown in the chat. And we're going to be doing the drawing here. Let me get it ready. We got 72 entries in there so far. So let me put this right here. There we go. So I'll give you another minute if you've just joined and want to get on. Because if you've just joined now, I know that's why you're here. I mean, come on. You're not fooling anybody if you wait till the end of the show. Okay, let's see. It's about time for Dave to do that drawing. Let's go see it. Yeah, I know how you do.
I got a couple coming in.
Yep.
DD, Kevin Brown.
Oh yeah, jumped up.
And if you've already put in your hashtag, make sure you thumbs up.
Yep.
Yeah, thumbs up is always welcome too.
We're at 57.
Cody says he says I was just about to ask which one was easier to remove. I think the shelf liner. The picking part was, like I said, equally as difficult with both of them.
Sucky.
But as far as pulling off the main part, and again, what I need to do probably is do another test. Maybe we'll do this next week. I will, because I can always flip those boards over and we can Jenny bit the other side. Maybe I will spray a little stuff on them first, as suggested. Then put shelf liner on one, put the Oramask on the other. We can Jenny bit them, but instead of painting them, we'll just, after it's there, we'll pull it off then and see how hard it is to come off. See if it tears and stuff like that. I'm thinking one reason why it tore so much is because of the paint. Because, a lot of times when you do paint, at least I do, when I mask something and I paint it, you want to pull that mask off before that paint gets dry.
Yep.
And see, it's been painted about 2 or 3 days now, so I'm pretty sure that's probably why this stuff. Man, we're all the way up to 83. All right.
Y'all are making it harder for me to win.
Dave Clemens wanted to know which one bled the least, but it sounded like they were about the same.
They both bled very little, even the one that I didn't seal. But it was kind of a toss up to me. Which I would say, yeah, big thumbs up for the dollar store shelf liner.
Now, did you notice a difference on the edge cut on the top between the two, or were they both perfect?
Well, all of the top edge looked great because of the down shear.
Yeah.
Jenny bit. Groovy Jenny, I should say. All right, looks like we're stuck at 83, so we will go ahead and hit it here. Also, I wanted to give another little shout out. I can't remember who it was now. Who was it that won the first time last week? We had somebody who had won. Oh, it was Denny Dockin, I think.
Yeah.
He had won before, and he said, hey, draw again. So that was pretty awesome. I love when folks do that, give everybody a chance to win something. But anyway, here we go, folks. Good luck to everybody.
Good luck.
And here we go.
Oh, great.
Roger the Tinker.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Roger the
Congrats.
Tinker.
Congrats, Roger.
Congrats.
Well, he had his lucky 4-leaf clover down there. That's how he won.
And let me once again show this. Roger, I don't know if you're still out there in the chat or not, but make sure you contact Cody at www.cadencemfgdesign.com. Send him an email, give him your shipping information, and he'll get it to you. And for everybody else that wasn't fortunate enough to win tonight, you can go to that same web address and load up your cart. He's got a whole bunch of them on his site now.
Yeah.
What are you up to, Cody? You up to about 7 or 8 different types of bits now, I think. Oops.
Roger said it's his first time winning anything.
Yeah, I was going to show that comment. My thing is running a little behind here. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Roger.
Good
I
deal.
didn't ask what brand or type of shelf liner was that at the dollar store?
Dollar
brand,
store.
I do have it right here. Check this out. Right here. It is the peel and stick laminate shelf liner. It's the Duck, D-U-C-K, Duck brand. Same folks that make packing tape and all that kind of stuff. There you go.
Just got to make sure you age it right.
Yeah, you need to leave it set around in a hot,
Throw it in the garage for a couple of years.
And leave it out all year so it gets cold in the winter and hot in the summer. Leave it out there for about 4 or 5 years, and then it's good.
It's like bourbon.
Yeah.
Got to put it in a wooden barrel and just let it go.
Yeah, let's all. Man, my clicker's really slowing down here. Thank you, Mary. She's thanking Cody for sponsoring this. He does this every single week, folks, not just tonight. He's done it every single time we do it. So big shout out to Cody. And I guess we'll get ready. Yeah, we're down to 80s. We'll go ahead and sign off here. Not much to see here now.
Yeah. Well, Earl has a update from when he was talking on the site on Facebook the other day about him having problems with it was his I think it was his Y or something like that. Axis wasn't working right, So it looks like he figured out that it was a problem with his Xylotech driver box. So he ordered a new one, and a G3 CNC.
Okay. He says the power supply fan was not working, or the other two. Now you got to remember the power supply fan has a thermostat thing on it, so if you first turn it on, it may not run. But after you've had it on a few minutes, it should come on, because it doesn't run all the time. Now, of course, if it's hot, it's going to run all the time. But just saying that in case you just flipped it on and go look right away and it's like, oh, it's not running. It might be, you need to give it a minute to make sure it's out. But, anyway, all right, we are going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody. Well, heck, half of y'all are gone now. But thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Enjoyed doing this little thing. Like I said, maybe next week we'll do the flipping on the other side and try something a little different. And I do have a project that I'm wanting to do, so I may just save it and do it right out here live, and y'all can tell me what I'm doing wrong, which I'm sure y'all will. So anyway, let's get ready to get out of here. Ryan, thank you for watching the chat for me tonight. Another awesome job as usual. Russ, thank you for being here tonight.
Enjoyed it.
And Sean, good to see you again, my friend. And always Mr. Paul Corliss with the Messy Workshop. Glad you were able to join us.
Thank
So
you.
we will see y'all next week, and make sure I hit the right button. I've been hitting a lot of wrong buttons here lately. I think this is it. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.